Hey guys, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the Season 2 premiere of The Patrick Star Show. The Patrick Star Show cashes in. So, in this episode, The Patrick Star Show is starting its second season and needs funding to start a new season, and so they do so by doing merchandise. And yeah, this episode was pretty fun. Seeing the Star family making all of these merchandises so they can fund their second season for their show. And yes, like I've said, it is a pretty fun episode. And some of the commercials that they did in this episode was like promoting toys such as these action figures. They also try to sell clothing and stuff like that. And there's actually this part in the episode where this businessman who comes in towards like the ending of the episode or towards the climax part of the episode where he tries to stop the Patrick Star Show from selling merchandise, and it results to them trying to stop him before it's too late. So yeah, overall, this was a pretty solid first episode of the second season, and yeah, I quite enjoyed the episode, and it did had some of its great moments in it. Okay, so that is my review on the Patrick Star Show cashes in. I know I didn't describe much of the episode, but I didn't want to go into spoiler territories, just because this is a new season of the Patrick Star Show, and who knows, this might be the last season because Camp Coral second season is going to be its last season, and mostly these newer SpongeBob, no, not SpongeBob, these newer Nickelodeon shows usually doesn't get past a second season. They usually stop at season 2 until they come up with a new show. And yeah, so but I am aware that the show might end up getting renewed for a third season, but we'll just have to wait and see on the future for that. So that is my review, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the review of Superstars. I believe that the next episode is titled Superstars. So yeah, I'll be reviewing that episode tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm back with another episode review of the Patrick Star Show. And today I'm here to review the new episode, The Star Games. So yeah, yesterday I've stated that Superstars was the next episode, but that was my mistake there. I do need to do a better job reading through the episode schedule so I will know what episodes are coming out. But yeah, so in this episode, it's actually a new idea that the SpongeBob universe hasn't done before, and that is a game show style of an episode, because in the past I don't remember any episodes that has a game show in it, so I want to say this is the first one that they've done in the SpongeBob universe. But yeah, so Patrick Star decides to become a game show host where he makes his family do all these ridiculous games, and they turn against him because they were tired of it. So yeah, some of the games that was featured in this episode with Patrick, that is that one of the shows that he did with his family was a show of guessing food being expired with Cecil and a Bunny Star. With the Grandpat, he was supposed to find something in his body or something before a bomb goes out, or he's trying to find a bomb inside of his body. And then with Squidina, he throws her into a time machine for her to change the design of a cup with Sandy. Yes, Sandy is in this episode, which was pretty cool. And that's all I'm going to say with this episode. I'm not going to go through anything else with the episode to avoid any spoiler territories, but those are just some of the games that was featured in this episode that Patrick hosted with his family. So yeah, this was a fun episode. It was action-packed. At the climax, I won't explain what the climax is, but it is action-orientated, similar to yesterday's episode with the Patrick Star Show cashes in. But yeah, so yeah, that's my review on the Star Games. It was a pretty fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and yeah. So the next set of episodes are coming out in August, and they're going to be SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. I will be reviewing those episodes, of course, so be on the lookout for those reviews. So until then, this has been EB the Sponge Reviewer, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of the Patrick Star Show, Superstars. So in this episode, the Patrick family becomes superheroes to stop crime in Bikini Bottom. So this episode was fine, I guess. I did enjoy some of what this episode had to offer. For example, one moment of the episode that I really did enjoy was the character's superpowers, especially Squidina, is because that if you guys didn't notice from the promotions of the Patrick Star Show, one of the promotions for Squidina was that she will ink, but we never really saw this in any of the episodes in season 1. But in Superstars, we finally get to see her ink again, since the theme song, because the theme song prior to season 1 or whatever was the only time we've seen her ink throughout the whole show. But they've actually finally utilized her inking abilities, which was interesting to see. And it was also interesting seeing Granny Tentacles in the episode, portraying as the villain for this episode. And I also do want to bring up another thing. The other powers from the characters. You got Grandpat, who sleeps a lot. You got Cecil, who basically cuts down trees, because he actually cut down a tree when Bunny Star actually saved a snail from the tree. And this review is all over the place right now. I do apologize, but all I can say is that this episode was fine, it was decent, and I did enjoy it, even though it wasn't anything all that special, but it was fine. And yeah, Mr. Krabs plays a role in this episode too, playing as the president. As a matter of fact, I kind of somewhat got Powerpuff Girls vibes from this, is because that the way how the Star family got superpowers from toxic waste kind of reminds me of the Chemical X used in the Powerpuff Girls in a way, but I wouldn't say it's a complete tie-in. And you can also say that Mr. Krabs serving as the president is kind of like the mayor from the series, but I'm not saying that this episode is trying to rip off the Powerpuff Girls or anything, but I kind of see somewhat connections between the show with this episode in a way. But overall, that's my review of Superstars. I know this review wasn't all that special, but you guys know who I am when I review episodes. I try to give it all I can, and this is no exception. Alright, so that's my review. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next episode. I really haven't really looked back at the episode list, so I'm not sure what's coming out tomorrow, but I'll just find out whenever the episode will come out. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and tonight I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of the Patrick Star Show on this Aftertunes week, and that is Now Museum, Now You Don't. So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, Cecil gets a job as a security guard at the Bikini Bottom Museum, and it's run by Lady Upturn, and so he basically takes cares of the museum during closing hours, and he is tasked to not let anyone into the museum during closing hours. And there's actually a subplot to this episode where Patrick has to give Cecil his security briefs because he had left it at home when he went to do his job as a night security guard. So yeah, this episode was fine, I guess. I wouldn't say it's anything special or anything. It was pretty fine because most of the episode was just Cecil and Patrick getting into some antics, such as Cecil getting paint all over himself, and he became a quote-unquote ghost because Patrick thought he was a ghost because he got covered in paint. and it was mostly antics with Cecil and Patrick as they were running amok around the museum, causing each other problems until at the end they realized that it was them this whole time. So yeah, this episode was fine, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything special or anything, but it was all right. All right, so that is my review on Now Museum, Now You Don't. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next episode. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. This is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and tonight I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of the Patrick Star Show, 10 in 1 Toilets. So in this episode, the Star family's toilet, Tinkle, gives birth to puppies, and it's up to the Star family to raise the puppies and to train them. So this episode was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed this episode for what it had to offer. Seeing the Star family trying to raise and take care of Tinkle's puppies, and to the dismay of Grandpat, because later in the episode, Grandpat served to not like the puppies as much, so he ends up kidnapping the puppies and to serve them at this fashion show towards the end of the episode. And that's what happened at the end of the episode. So that was pretty interesting to see Grandpat become the villain for this episode. Another highlight of this episode was the return of the Pat Gore and the Plankton stop motion segment. We haven't seen those guys in a while in the Patrick Star Show, so it was really cool seeing them again. And what was cool about this segment is that they actually made stop motion versions of Tinkle's puppies in this segment, which was really interesting to see. And yeah, they really went all on out with this episode, especially with the stop motion segment. So overall, this was a pretty fun episode. I enjoyed it, and it was pretty good. All right, so that is my review on 10 in 1 Toilets. I'll see you guys tomorrow's episode, and it's going to be the last episode for this week, and that is going to be Family Plots. So I'll see you guys with that episode tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello, everyone. This is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and I am back once again with another episode review of the Patrick Star Show. And today I'll be reviewing Family Plots. And yes, I'm actually recording this video through my laptop. My screen has been fixed, and I am able to provide this review. So in this episode, the Star family ends up at a cemetery when they were actually going on a trip to the theme park. And so this episode was actually pretty fun, seeing the Star family at the cemetery thinking that it's the park, and we get to see all of these really fun things that they do, such as Patrick and Squidina playing a game of hide and seek. You got a bunny thinking she found yoga people at the cemetery because she's out doing yoga. And then you have Grandpat playing around in the coffins. And the climax of the episode was really interesting, seeing the Star family trying to avoid being attacked from the zombies coming out from their graves. So yeah, if there's one little nitpick that I do have with this episode, and that is the timing of it. Today is November 9th, and this should have easily been the Halloween episode this year, but instead we got Big Top Flop from season 13 of the main SpongeBob series. But either way, this was a fun episode. Like I stated earlier, the timing could have been a little bit better if they released this during Halloween. Like they should have did the Patrick Star Show episodes during the week of Halloween, but I guess they didn't. But it's all good. But yeah, this should have easily been the Halloween video for this year. But other than that, this was a fun episode regardless. Alright, so that is my review on Family Plots. Next week, we are going to be getting new episodes of The Patrick Star Show. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. So with that said, this has been EB the Sponge Reviewer, signing out. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here. And today I'm here to give you guys my review on the new Patrick Star Show episode of this week of premieres, The Wrath of Schmandor. So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, the tiny futuristic city of Schmandors basically seeks revenge on Patrick for corrupting their minds, and so the general sends out his troops to take out Patrick. So this episode was pretty decent. I did enjoy um, the concept of the episode of this tiny futuristic city of the Schmandorians, which are basically these Rube goldfish looking characters. As a matter of fact, Rube himself was in this episode. So these were like his species, so that was pretty interesting to see. And yeah, this episode was pretty decent. Like some of the highlights of this episode for me, that is like for example, the ending was pretty interesting, I guess, of the Schmandorians basically, um, well, the general, that is, taking control of Patrick's brain for him to send out his troops to destroy Patrick. If there's one, the only thing that I really didn't like about this episode is the 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 crude humor, such as there were fart and burp jokes in this episode. That was all right, I guess, but other than that, this episode was pretty fine. Alright, so that is my review on The Wrath of Schmandor. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next episode that's coming out. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and tonight I'm here to give you guys my review on the next new episode of the Patrick Star Show of this week of new episodes, There Goes the Neighborhood. So in this episode, Patrick and Squidina travels through Bikini Bottom interviewing their neighbors for the Patrick Star Show. And I have to say, this was actually another fun episode of the show. I really enjoyed the Mr. Rogers neighborhood parody that this episode portrayed. And yeah, that was actually one of the highlights of the episode. Another moment of the episode that I really enjoyed were the interviews with the neighbors themselves. And there was also a subplot of this episode where Cecil had many different jobs every time Patrick and Squidina was exploring the neighborhood and interviewing their neighbors and stuff like that. And then the ending of the episode was actually pretty fun too, seeing that there was an alien who was involved with the whole thing. So yeah, so the big climax at the end. If you don't want to hear it, please click out this video. I am spoiling it. It does have to deal with an alien who has puppet versions of the citizens of Bikini Bottom. So that was the big twist of the episode, that all the neighbors were puppets, basically puppeteered by this octopus alien. So yeah, overall, this was a fun episode. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun, and I am looking forward to next episode coming out tomorrow. So thank you all for watching this review. What are your thoughts of this episode? If you've seen it, of course, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time with another review. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm back with another Patrick Star Show review. So tonight, I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of this week of premieres, Movie Stars. So in this episode, Patrick and SpongeBob works at the movie theater for a free job. So yeah, this was actually a pretty fun episode, seeing SpongeBob and Patrick working together at the movie theater while they are trying to watch the new Mermaid, Worm, and Barnacle movie, which is obviously the pun of the Mermaid and Barnacle Boys series. So yeah, like I stated before, this was a fun episode, seeing SpongeBob and Patrick working at the movie theater, such as working at the concession stands, handing out the tickets, and the climax of the episode was really interesting, seeing SpongeBob and Patrick trying to watch the movie while trying to avoid their boss, who was the guy running the theater. So yeah, this was a really pretty fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and we get to see the Star family once again in this episode, of course, since this is the Patrick Star Show. And yeah, so that's really all I have to say with this episode. I'm not going to go way into other details with it, because that's all I really have to say for the episode. And yes, I know these reviews are becoming a lot shorter. That's only because that I do not make in-depth reviews. I just point out some highlights of the episode and tell you whether I like them or not. So these reviews are becoming a lot shorter, then I do want to apologize for that, but this is all I have to provide. So yeah, that is my review on Movie Stars. It was a pretty decent episode. I enjoyed it, and there were some really good moments of the episode that I quite enjoyed. Alright, so I'll see you guys tomorrow with the last episode for this week. And so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of the Patrick Star Show, the last one for this week of new episodes, Dr. Smart Science. So yes, in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, Sandy and Patrick host a science show for the Patrick Star Show, where Patrick is getting all of the information mixed up, and Sandy is there to help him out, giving out the right scientific facts. So yeah, honestly, this was the best episode of this week of premieres, because this was a really fun episode. It was really interesting, especially towards the climax of the episode. So I do want to bring up some highlights of this episode that I really enjoyed, and one of those moments is Sandy basically teaching Patrick all of these different science knowledge, all these scientific things and terms, and Patrick keeps mixing them up with other things, such as he mixed up astronomy with astrology, and that was one thing that he mixed up. There was also another highlight of the episode where we got to see Captain Quasar and Patron again in the series, when they were traveling through space, and Patrick mistaken the planet Saturn as a food item, so he ends up eating it. And then the climax of the episode was really interesting, seeing Grandpat as so basically the climax was that Sandy used Grandpat as an example of static electricity, and so Grandpat becomes this gigantic... Well, he wasn't giant or anything, he just turned into a giant... Look, I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is that he turns into static electricity, meaning he's going around Bikini Bottom he has an electric charge, and he ends up zapping the buildings in Bikini Bottom, and Patrick ends up becoming static electricity as well to fight him, and that was really interesting. So yeah, apologies for the mistakes I've been making here, but it is what it is. So that's all I have to say with this episode. This was easily the best episode of this week of premieres, in my opinion. This was a fun episode, and yeah, so thank you all for watching this review. Next week, we're going to be getting new episodes of Season 14 of SpongeBob SquarePants, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with those reviews. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on episode 33A of the Patrick Star Show, which were some episodes that were leaked ahead of time, and this episode is titled The Commode Episode. So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, while doing a juggling act, Patrick needs to go use the bathroom, and Cecil is actually adding a new doorknob to the bathroom door, and when Patrick ends up into the bathroom, he ends up locking himself in, and this is the whole episode, is Patrick being stuck in the bathroom while he ends up using another audience member to do his juggling act while he goes use the bathroom. So this episode was a bit weird in a way, because it was mostly Patrick being stuck in the bathroom, and there were parts of the episode where other members of the Star family tries to enter. They basically enter the bathroom trying to figure out where Patrick was, and they ended up getting stuck in the bathroom with him. So there were some funny moments in this episode, such as the characters basically being stuck in the bathroom and they were trying to figure out how to get out. And there were some other characters involved with the episode, such as SpongeBob. Yeah, SpongeBob is in this episode, because he heard the cries of help coming from the Patrick home, and so he tries to go in there to figure out what's going on. And then every time the Star family warns them not to close the bathroom door, they end up closing it. So, yeah, this was a weird episode. I wouldn't say it's anything special because, let's be honest, this is an episode about them being stuck in a bathroom. Like, okay? I mean, yes, they did come up with some funny moments, but again, I will say this was just a weird episode and whatnot. And yeah, so that's all I have to say with this episode is that it was just weird and there were some somewhat funny jokes, but I wouldn't say this was an original or unique idea for an episode, but it is what it is. Okay, so this review is going to be uploaded first is because I actually reviewed episode 33B, but in that review I actually stated that I watched that episode first because that was the truth, because when I was watching these episodes I ended up watching 32B first and not 33A. But don't worry, episode 33, wait, hold on, give me a second. Let's see. Oh, yeah, no, this is episode 32, my mistake. So, episode 33 is the next episode that I'm going to review on Monday. So, this is episode 32. So, I ended up reviewing episode 32B first, but that review is going to be uploaded after this one. So, this is going to be the first review that I'm going to upload. So, if I said that I was going to upload episode 32B first in that review that I did, ignore that because that's not going to be the video that's going to be uploaded first. So, yeah, so just ignore that. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time with my review on episode 33 on Monday. Yes, I'm going to wait till Monday to review the next episode because I'm going to be doing some other things on my other channels in the meantime. So be on the lookout for that review on Monday evening when I get a chance to watch them. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm here to give you guys another episode review for the Patrick Star Show. So yes, it was brought to my attention that episodes 32 and 33 were leaked, and so that's why I'm reviewing these episodes as of right now. So I'm going to review episode 32 today, and on Monday I'll review episode 33. So the first segment I'm reviewing is episode 32B of Trying to Clop Knot, and in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, the Star family are revisiting the day that Cecil and Bunny got married, and because of them watching this home video, Patrick interferes with the time travel where he ends up eating the cake of the wedding, and because he eats the cake, it basically separates Cecil and Bunny from being married because it ruined the tradition of the Clopnodians, and so it's up to Squidina to basically try to get Cecil and Bunny back to becoming married again because of Patrick eating the cake back in time during the home video. So yeah, this episode was pretty decent. I really enjoyed this episode of the Star family trying to get Cecil and Bunny back together again from being married after the incident that Patrick did. Some of the moments in this episode that I enjoyed was the wedding itself, where Patrick had to maintain himself from eating the cake, and which ends up bringing in this futuristic Patrick from the time machine, and so it basically interferes with the wedding. And because this happened, the two Clubnodians who had kidnapped Bunny and Cecil from Patrick's incident of eating the wedding cake, he actually checked off the marks of their checklist of them doing all of the Clubnodian traditions. So yeah, overall, this was a pretty decent episode of the Patrick Star Show. I enjoyed it, and it was pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and watch episode 33A because I accidentally clicked on 32B by mistake, and so I'm going to have to watch 33A first so I can get the episode context for that one. So thank you all for watching this review, and I'll see you guys with my review on episode 33A, which will be coming out after I upload this video, so I'll be right back. So see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on episode 33 of the Patrick Star Show, 33A to be exact, Chum Bucket List. And I have to say, this is probably my new favorite season 2 episode of the Patrick Star Show. So in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are basically hanging out, and they go to the Chum Bucket for lunch. And so Patrick ends up eating the chum, and because he eats the chum, he becomes poisoned because in the episode Plankton put like dishwashing detergent in the chum as poison, and so SpongeBob tries to take him to the hospital or to the doctor's office before he dies. And so what Patrick does is that he decides to do a bucket list of some of his favorite things that he wants to do before his death. So, like I've stated, this is one of my new favorite episodes of this show. It's because this episode had lots of funny gags and cool things. And without further notice, the highlight of this episode, one of the highlights for me, that is the opening of this episode that parodies a sitcom. When I first saw this clip, a little bit of heads up. So last week, SpongeBob Archive on Twitter actually shared a clip of this episode that I wasn't aware of because I wasn't sure if they were airing. I wasn't sure if new episodes got leaked, so I kind of typed in the comments, "Nice edit." I thought it was an edit. I don't know why I thought it was an edit because it did look legit. I don't know because I just said it because I wasn't sure if it was a new episode or not because I haven't seen this clip before. But now that I know the context of it, now I know that it's actually from the show. So that's me just being dumb. But yeah, the opening segment of the episode of them parodying the sitcom was really funny because there was a part in the opening where SpongeBob and Patrick are flying in the air, and then they crash into a ship, and the ship blew up. That was pretty funny. Another highlight of this episode is SpongeBob and Patrick doing a boxing match with Sandy's robot, and then of course the robot defeated Patrick in the boxing match. That was another highlight of the episode. And one more highlight I'll bring up is SpongeBob and Patrick performing a Broadway musical in this live action segment, and we got a cameo of Bill Fagerbakke. Yeah, Bill Fagerbakke played as one of the like one of the city goers or something. Like he plays this city goer where he accidentally where he actually stepped on SpongeBob and Patrick out in the busy roads. So yeah, overall, this was a really fun episode. I really enjoyed it, and this episode gets a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. This was a really fun episode, and I quite enjoyed it a lot. Alright, so I'll be back again with my review on episode 33B, which is Big Baby Patrick. That review will be coming out after this one, so I'm going to watch that episode real quick, and I'll give you my review on it. So until next time, which will be in a few minutes, you'll be getting my review on episode 33B. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and I am back again. So today I'm here to give out my review on episode 33B of the Patrick Stars Show, Big Baby Patrick. And in this episode of the Patrick Stars Show, Patrick's family is taking out his baby toys, and Patrick becomes very upset about it. So throughout the episode, he tries to act like a baby, and because he's acting like a baby, Cecil and Bunny treats him like a baby until he's ready to act mature and grow up. So, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this episode wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, the concept alone isn't anything special, but I can give the episode props, especially with the climax of the episode, which I actually found to be really enjoyable because they did another television show parody. I'm going to go ahead and spew it out real quick, and they did a Muppet Babies parody at the ending of the episode, which I thought was pretty clever, even though I never grew up with Muppet Babies, but I am aware of the series. But yeah, so yeah, this episode was alright, but I wouldn't say it's anything special, obviously, because of the concept of Patrick thinking he can just be a big baby because he sees his parents taking out his baby toys, so, okay, I guess. But yeah, other than that, the rest of this episode was basically Patrick being a baby. SpongeBob comes along later in the episode to go jellyfishing with him, and then his parents keeps forbidding him he can't do those stuff unless he decides to act grown up. And I will admit there was another part of the episode that I really enjoyed, and that was the part of SpongeBob and Patrick going to Goofy Goobers, and SpongeBob basically snaps at Patrick for acting like a big baby, while babies aren't allowed at the Goofy Goobers. So that was another highlight of the episode, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, that's all I have to say with this episode. It was all right. It wasn't anything. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I wouldn't say it's anything crazy either. But I really did enjoy the climax, and I did enjoy some of the moments, such as SpongeBob and Patrick at Goofy Goobers, and SpongeBob basically snapping at Patrick for acting like a giant baby at the restaurant. All right, so that's it. That's all the reviews that I have for this year for the Patrick Star Show and SpongeBob SquarePants and all that stuff. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in 2024 with more episode reviews. But for the time being, the rest of the videos on this channel will be my Let's Play on SpongeBob Krusty Cook-Off. I will be uploading a clip from Chum Bucket List later down this week. So yeah, later this week I will be uploading a clip from Chum Bucket List. And as a matter of fact, I might actually upload the opening sitcom clip, unless hopefully Viacom doesn't copyright claims the video, but I hope I can be able to upload it. But if they do copyright claim it, then oh well, I guess I won't be able to upload it then. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the new Patrick Star Show episode, Is There a Director in the House? So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, Squidina is sent away to camp from her mother because she's like a workaholic, and Bunny wants her to enjoy life outside of directing the Patrick Star Show. So it's up to Patrick to find a new director while Squidina is away. So yeah, this episode was pretty solid. I actually did enjoy this episode, seeing the different scenarios and the different plays of animation in this episode with the different directors from the characters of the Patrick Star Show. So I'm just throw out a few examples of some of the moments that I really enjoyed of this episode. There was a parody of those old-time silent movies with Sandy and Patrick. There was another one in the episode that parodied the Alfred Hitchcock Presents series with Slappy, and Patrick and his dad did some bonding time. So yeah, that's really all I have to say with this episode, is that it was pretty solid. Yeah, I know I don't really go into depth in my reviews. I don't really pinpoint everything that happens in the episode, is because that I mostly just point out some highlights of the episode instead of doing a full-on review that contains spoilers. So now, I don't know if I have any criticisms with this episode. I mean, I really don't know if I have any criticisms, but other than that, this episode was pretty fine. I enjoyed it, and it got the job done pretty well. And we also got to see Rube again, so that was pretty cool seeing him again in the show. So yeah, that's all I have to say with this review. Yeah, I know my reviews really aren't into that much of details and whatnot, but that's just how I am as a reviewer. So yeah. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode of the Patrick Star Show, which is going to be, I think, Star Cruise. I think that's coming out tomorrow. And yeah, so I'll be reviewing that episode tomorrow. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm back with another episode review. So tonight I'm here to give you guys my review on the new Patrick Star Show episode, Star Cruise. And yeah, this episode was pretty good, in my opinion. There were some interesting moments of this episode. So in this episode, the Star family goes on a cruise to realize that they're being abducted by aliens. And then the leader of the aliens actually has plans to take over the Earth and rule the world. So basically what happens in the episode is that the aliens traps the Bikini Bottom citizens in jars with this green liquid. and so they basically kidnap them so they can take over the world and stuff like that. And of course, the Star family sees the UFO as a place of fun, so they end up destroying everything in the spacecraft, and the alien captain and the alien subjects were not too pleased about the Star family ruining their UFO. So that's basically what the story is for this episode. It was pretty solid. It was crazy, wacky antics with the Star family, destroying the UFO craft ship. It actually reminded me of Gas Station Vacation from the first season, where the Star family goes to a gas station for a vacation and they end up ruining it. So this episode, in a way, is very similar to Gas Station Vacation, but take a UFO and replace. Well, we'll take the gas station concept and replace it with a UFO and aliens and whatnot. And that's all I really have to say with this episode. It was pretty solid, and I quite enjoyed it. All right, so tomorrow is leap year. It's going to be a leap day tomorrow, so it's going to be February 29th, and there's going to be another new episode coming out tomorrow. And the last of the new episodes that are coming out for this month. So hope you guys will be looking forward to that review tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here. And today I'm here to give you guys my review on the last episode of the Patrick Star Show for this week. And that is going to be on the episode Best Served Cold. And before I get started, I'd like to wish everyone a happy leap day. If you guys were born on February 29th, a happy birthday for all you guys out there. So yeah, anyway, so in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, the some of the villain characters, well, not villains, you can kind of count them as villains in a way, all seek revenge on the Star family. So they join forces, and they all come up with ways to get revenge on the Patrick family for being such annoying people towards them. So these people consist of the Ice Cream Man, which is the Goofy Goober guy from Enemies a la Mode. You had Squidward. You had the return of the Crab Child character from Squidina's Little Helper. He's in this episode. This random woman fish and a skeleton Grim Reaper. Now, what's really cool about this episode is that each character had their own ways of getting revenge on the characters. Like the Ice Cream Man got revenge on Patrick. You also had Squidward's revenge on Cecil for not paying up his money for the paper. And you also had the Crab Child for Squidina and the Grim Reaper with Grandpat. So yeah, and then of course, all of the plans failed on them because they were being stupid and they weren't doing their jobs right. And then the climax of this episode kind of reminded me of was actually in a way kind of reminded me of the climax of the Just Desserts episode from the Powerpuff Girls, where the Smith family got revenge on the Powerpuff Girls for ruining their dinner in the episode Supervillain. So I'm pretty sure that the episode title is a term of the word of getting revenge on someone, because this episode had a very similar plot to Just Desserts from the Powerpuff Girls, which some of the episodes in that show are named after either puns or phrases and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that Best Served Cold is probably another word of like getting revenge on someone, I think. That's what because that's what the episode was about. It was about them getting revenge on someone. So yeah, that's basically what Just Served Cold is all about. And if there's one more highlight that I'd like to bring up, it's the freaking music that played in the scene where the Ice Cream Man was driving in this vehicle, and he was trying to attack Patrick. It was like this evil ice cream. It was like this evil version of the ice cream song that plays in ice cream trucks and stuff like that. It was like an evil version of it, and I thought it was really cool. So overall, Best Served Cold was a pretty solid episode. I enjoyed this one. I did enjoy each of the characters getting their revenge on each of the Star family members. Oh yeah, there was one more character that I forgot to bring up, and that was a fly. There was a fly in this episode that got revenge on Bunny because she likes to swat flies, and of course, the fly ended up getting attacked at the end. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty solid episode. I enjoyed it, and it was really fun. All right, so thank you all for watching. Have a great leap day, and I'll see you guys next time with more reviews whenever a new episode comes out, obviously. So goodbye, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and I am back once again with another Patrick Star Show review. And today I'll be reviewing the new episode that just aired just now, Tattoo Hullabaloo. And this episode was actually a pretty solid one. I really enjoyed this episode, and it was pretty interesting. So in this episode, the Star family are out enjoying their time at the beach, and Bunny, she has a whole bunch of tattoos on her body, and one of the tattoos is a sailor and a hula girl, and by the name of Skip and Leilani. And what ends up happening is that they end up getting separated from each other while they were taking a ride back home to their house. Leilani, that is. She ends up onto another fish character, and so basically, it's up to Skip, the sailor, to basically go on this journey to get Leilani back. And yeah, so this episode was pretty interesting in terms of the visuals. The visuals were really nice in this episode, especially with the tattoos. The characters of the tattoo characters, they had a really unique art style, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, there were some other good moments of this episode that I really enjoyed, such as the scenes at the Salty Spittoon. The Salty Spittoon returns in this episode, which I found pretty interesting. And yeah, I really enjoyed those moments too of the episode. And yeah, this was actually more of a Bunny and Cecil focus episode. While Patrick and Squidina were like, they didn't serve much of a role in this episode, unlike other Patrick Star Show episodes. But yeah, this was a pretty interesting change of pace, seeing the centering of Cecil and Bunny as they go around trying to get Leilani back for Bunny's tattoo problem. Yeah, sorry if my dialogue is being weird right now, but that's all I can say for this episode. But yeah, this was a pretty fun episode. I enjoyed it, and it was pretty enjoyable. Alright, so I'll see you guys again tomorrow with the next episode. I'm not going to tell you guys what the episode is. I'll let you guys know when I get to that review. But I'm just here to let you guys know that there are going to be new episodes this week, and I'll be reviewing them as they come along. So yeah, if you guys... sorry, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the new Patrick Star Show episode, along with the episode that I missed out yesterday that I dropped a video about earlier this morning. Much Tofu About Nothing and Too Many Patricks. So, Much Tofu About Nothing was the episode that aired today. And this was actually an interesting episode in the series, is because this episode focused on the little pig cartoon that was shown in the opening of House Hunting. This episode is centered around that little segment of the Patrick Star Show, where the princess character is actually going to be marrying this tofu character in the episode, but it turns out that the princess is ended up marrying a plant-based vegetable character in the episode, and because the king of this land accepts only pork-based characters, she isn't allowed to marry the plant-based one. So in order to prove that the plant-based character can actually marry the princess, they actually have to attend these events known as, I think, the Feast of Feast or something like that. It's like an Olympic style gaming segment thing or whatever. And yeah, so overall, all I have to say is that this was a pretty interesting take of the Patrick Star Show. where the episode isn't mainly focused on the Star family, it's mostly focused on this one segment of the Patrick Star show. And I thought the animation was pretty good. I thought the concept was really unique, and overall, this was a pretty solid episode, in my opinion. Now, moving on to Too Many Patricks. Now, this episode really caught me off guard is because when I hear the name Too Many Patricks, you would have assumed it will be an episode where Patrick, like himself, makes different clones of himself to attend many different things. But actually, the case of this episode is that Patrick ends up attending to birthday parties because everyone liked his appearance at the birthday parties. So Squidina ends up helping out by sending the different Patricks from the different universes from the time travel machine to attend these different parties. And that's where the episode actually took a really interesting turn, where we get to see the different Patricks from the different time travel universes interact with the parties. We got the Barbarian Patrick, we had Patron, we also had, I think, the medieval Patrick who fought a dragon in one of the episodes. So yeah, those are the many different Patricks that were featured in this episode, and they all attended at different parties. And because the party members didn't see those different Patricks as the real Patrick, they decided to throw him out. And there was this one running gag of the episode where this lady shows up with a pinata, and then every time the different Patricks sees the pinata, they have these Vietnam flashback segments of something tragic happening in their lives and whatnot. But yeah, so overall, this was a pretty solid episode as well. I really enjoyed this episode, seeing the different Patricks interacting at the parties, and I really liked the little commercial gag that they did in this episode where Squidina was hosting a commercial saying, hey, you want to own your own Patrick, or do you want to have a Patrick attend to your birthday party and all that stuff. So yeah, this was a pretty fun episode, and I really enjoyed it. Alright, so that is my review on Much Tofu About Nothing and Too Many Patricks. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another new episode of the Patrick Star Show, so be on the lookout for that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the brand new episode of the Patrick Star Show, Face Off Model. So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, Patrick's face is off-modeled, and it's up to Squidina to help out to find a cure to fix his face. So this episode was pretty wacky because of the face off-modeled Patrick in a way. So he basically throughout this episode goes around through Bikini Bottom trying to fix his face. For example, we had Granny Tentacles in this episode, who basically gives Patrick a face surgery, like a little plastic surgery or something like that, and she ended up making his face similar to her face. That was a part of the episode. We also got the return of the Planktonstein stop motion animation segment. That was pretty cool. It was like an Easter version of it, where we got to see this Easter Bunny character in the episode that was all stop motion, and we get to see Patrick and Squidina interacting with the stop motion characters again, very similar to the 20,000 Terror League's Halloween special that came out in 2021, and yeah, so without spoiling the ending, this episode overall was pretty wacky. It was pretty okay, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say it was anything special or anything, but it was a pretty wacky episode, and it did what it had to do in terms of the story of the episode. And I did enjoy the stop motion segment the most of the episode. And yeah, so with that said, that is my review on Face Off Model. Tomorrow is going to be the last episode for this week and for the month of May, that is. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the last episode for this week. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the last episode of this week of new episodes of the Patrick Star Show, 5-Star Restaurant. So in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, the Star family works at the Krusty Krab, and of course these... sorry. what I'm trying to say is that because this is the Star family, they are very crazy when it comes to like getting into antics. So this episode is no different from any other episodes that involves with the Star family because they always start crazy antics whenever they get their hands on something, and this episode is no different. So yeah, this was a pretty crazy episode of the Star family working at the Krusty Krab. You had Squidina running the cash register. You had a Cecil cooking, and you got Patrick serving the food. Grandpat comes in later in the episode, and he actually helps out. And yeah, this episode was pretty wacky, and I think my favorite part of the episode was the climax where the time machine came, and out came these different Patricks, and there were a lot of references to past SpongeBob medias. For example, you had Patrick with the high heels from the first SpongeBob movie. You also had Patrick in the gorilla suit from I Had an Accident, and there was also the Steve Patrick from Patrick's Alley, where he portrayed as Steve from Blue's Clues. And yeah, this episode was pretty fun, seeing the Star family working at the Krusty Krab, and chaos ensues, and it was really wacky and fun at the same time. So that's all I have to say with this episode. 5-star restaurant. It was pretty solid. It was fun, and it was pretty good as well. All right, that's it. One more thing I'd like to add real quick is that the July air dates for the 25th anniversary episodes of SpongeBob, they're back. So the episodes that are airing in July is going to be PL 1413, Moon, and the history episode where SpongeBob and Patrick teaches Sandy about Bikini Bottom's history. Yeah, I know that's not the name of the episode, but I'm not gonna look it up because I can care less. All I'm just saying is that there is going to be a future episode where SpongeBob and Patrick teaches Sandy about the history of Bikini Bottom and all that, and that's coming out in July. And those 3 episodes are going to be serving as the 25th anniversary episodes for the main SpongeBob series. So yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to those videos. But for the time being, I have more videos in the pipeline, such as more SpongeBob Evolution videos, and I might start working on the time card video for the Patrick Star Show in Camp Coral. I might start working on that maybe either next week or the week after, but I probably might work on the week after next week because this week was Patrick Star Show episodes. I might want to give myself a break with making videos for this channel for a while. So the week after the next week, I'll consider start working on my next big video for this channel. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Hello everyone, this is Evie the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm here to give you guys my review on the brand new Patrick Star Show episode, At Home on the Lam. So in this episode, Bunny builds a chocolate replica of this war that happened in her Clubnodian days, and she must punish Patrick for eating the diorama, and that basically what the synopsis of the episode is about. And because of this, Patrick is very worried about what the consequences would be, so he goes around the Star House telling his family members to protect him from those consequences. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed this episode because there were some moments of this episode that made me laugh. I didn't laugh out loud, I just chuckled a little bit, and I will pinpoint some of those moments since it won't be too spoiler heavy because I'm not going to go way into details. But one of the moments that made me laugh is this really weird close-up of Bunny's face when she explains to Patrick what will happen if he would eat the chocolate diagram. And there was another part that made me laugh is when Bunny entered the room when she realized that Patrick ate the diorama. It was like this really dark aurora or a silhouette of Bunny, and she had these white glowing eyes, and I thought that was really funny as well. And yeah, those are just 2 moments of the episode that actually made me chuckle a little bit. And then the rest of the episode was pretty alright, seeing Patrick interacting with his family members, trying to avoid the consequences of Bunny, and she made a joke in the episode about getting Patrick's just desserts, which is another term of, like, paying the consequences of your actions. And yeah, that's basically what just desserts are. Is you basically getting your comeuppance, and basically to learn from your actions and your consequences and stuff like that. So that's a clever terminology there. All right, so that is my review on At Home on the Lamb. Yes, I know I didn't go way into details of the episode. It's because I didn't want to spoil too much of it. But yeah, so I am not done yet. It's because at exactly at 5 p.m. there's going to be the brand new SpongeBob episode that are coming out. So I will be reviewing that as well. So stay tuned for that once that episode has done airing. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later today with the new SpongeBob episode review, which is going to be on the Dirty Bubble Bass. So stay tuned for that. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the new episode of the Patrick Star Show, Pick Patrick's Path. And yeah, this was actually a pretty interesting take of an episode. In this episode, viewers of the Patrick Star Show, which were a bunch of these elderly people and a Slappy, gets to choose what Patrick does throughout the episode. And so this was a really interesting concept of an episode of picking a path that a certain person has to take. And I really enjoyed this episode. There were some really funny moments that I really enjoyed from the episode. For example, one of the choices were if Patrick were to land in a bed of spikes or lollipops, and it was really funny seeing them picking the lollipops, for example. Then Patrick basically impales through the lollipops, and I thought that was really funny. There was another one where Patrick either goes to the hospital or he gets attacked by a sea bear, and when he goes to the hospital, he ends up meeting with the sea bear, who turned out to be a doctor himself. But yeah, this was a really interesting concept for an episode of the Patrick Star Show, and I thought it was handled pretty well. I don't really have any duds of this episode. I thought this episode was just pretty solid. I really didn't have any complaints about it. I really did enjoy the concept, and I thought it was pretty good. Alright, so that's my review on Pick Patrick's Path. Just like yesterday, there are new episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants coming out at 5, and today's episode will be Sheldon SquarePants, so I'm really looking forward to see how that episode turns out. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on later today with my episode review on the next SpongeBob episode. So I'll see you guys then. Hello everyone, this is EB the Sponge Reviewer here, and I'm here to give you guys my review on the second to last episode of Season 2 of the Patrick Star Show, Time to Eat. And I'll be totally honest with you guys, I don't have much to say to this episode or much to react to, is because that, I'll be honest, this episode wasn't all that interesting, because it was just about Patrick doing what Patrick does in the Patrick Star Show and these later episodes of the main SpongeBob series, and that is Patrick being a giant gluttonous fool going around eating stuff, and that's all this episode was. It's just Patrick and Squidina going on a time-traveling adventure, trying out different foods. Well, mostly Patrick, that is, because he's a giant gluttonous fool, and that's all I really have to say to this episode. Yeah, if there's one thing that I would say that I kind of found really funny about this episode that really wasn't all that much is towards the end of the episode where Patrick and Squidina time traveled to this ice age, or this caveman time period, where they came across this woolly klamath or something. That was the name of the species, a woolly klamath, and the woolly klamath stepped on the caveman. I thought that was a little funny, but other than that, I really had much to say to this episode. It was just a nothing burger of an episode. It was just Patrick time traveling, eating food. It's not like we've seen that already in the show. So I mean, that's a lot of, yeah, that's what the show is really known for. It's just just Patrick just being a giant gluttonous fool, and I guess that's his character now, but I don't really let that bother me as much. But I wouldn't say this is anything interesting. But other than that, that's all I have to say with Time to Eat. All right, so stay tuned for my next review, which is going to be on Sammy Suckerfish from SpongeBob SquarePants. That'll be coming out at 5 p.m., so be on the lookout for that review. And before I head out, if you guys didn't see the community post that I dropped out yesterday, we are in fact getting more. We are in fact getting more season 3 episodes of the Patrick Star Show, and yes, I am a little bit excited, but a little bit disappointed at the same time because I was honestly was hoping that I was gonna get like I don't know, like a week off from reviewing, but I guess I can go ahead and review these episodes and get them out the way. So stay tuned later in August for those reviews of season 3 of the Patrick Star Show. But yeah, that's all I'm here to let you guys know. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later with my review on Sammy Suckerfish. Hello, everyone. This is Evie, the Sponge Reviewer here, and today I'm here to give you guys my review on the quote-unquote season 2 finale of the Patrick Star Show, Clean House or Cleaning House. And the reason why I put Cleaning House as quote-unquote season 2 finale is because that it was actually brought up on ESB that the later half of season 2, for whatever reason, was shifted over to season 3. So the episodes that we're getting next week of the Patrick Star Show are technically season 2 episodes, but Nickelodeon has shifted over to season 3, so that's why I put the words in quotes. But just wanted to bring that up for those who wants to know a little bit about that fact. So yeah, in this episode of the Patrick Star Show, Bunny leaves for some certain family events. She actually gets a call from her mother in the beginning of the episode saying that she has to go there to clean some things up, and she leaves the rest of the Star family to take care of the house while she's gone. So what ends up happening is that the Star family, being Grandpat, Cecil, Swedina, and Patrick, ends up trashing the house while Bunny is gone, and it's up to them to clean up the house before she comes back. So yeah, this is another cleaning episode. We just had one yesterday with Sammy Suckerfish from SpongeBob. I don't know if this was intentional or not, that the fact that they released 2 cleaning episodes on the same week, but I'm pretty sure it was intentional and not like a coincidence or anything. But yeah, so yeah, I actually really liked this episode because there were some very crazy hijinks of the Star family trying to clean up the house, and one of the moments that I really liked about the episode is when Grandpat cussed and he had the little dolphin sound effect when he said he didn't want to clean up. So Cecil pulled out a bar of soap when he did swore that the fact that he didn't want to start cleaning. I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, I actually did enjoyed this episode, seeing the many funny ways of how the Star family cleans up the house. And I'm not going to spoil anything else because I don't want to go too far with this episode, because I mean, if I don't spoil things, then it might doesn't seem like I'm giving out any of my favorite moments of the episode. I don't know if you guys will like for me to spoil episodes, because you know what, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't want to go into any more details, but I will point out one more thing about the episode that I did enjoy, and it was this tornado dust devil character that comes out of the trash in the episode that wears a baseball cap. He plays a big role in the episode, but yeah, that's all I'll give out for the episode. So yeah, that is my review on Cleaning House, and this is the quote-unquote season 2 finale of the Patrick Star Show, even though that the rest of the season 2 episodes got shifted over to season 3. But technically, this is the season 2 finale according to Nickelodeon for whatever reason. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I will be back with my review on Big League Bob from SpongeBob SquarePants at 5 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys with that review.